What is your resume's work experience section and why is it so important to nail down? Today we're going to go over some insider tips on crafting that perfect work experience section. We'll go over some real world examples and how to write one using AI, all inside the Teal resume builder. What's going on, everyone? This is Liam from Teal, and if tips and tricks on the job search and editing your resume sound like what you're looking for, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and check out the Teal Chrome extension for some awesome tools on managing your job search. Link is down below. Let's get into it. All right, so first off, what is the work experience or work history section of your resume? Well, this is it right here. It's the main content block of your resume. It's all about showcasing your professional background and employment history. This section typically follows the contact information and resume summary here at the top. And what this does is it helps hiring managers assess your qualifications and ultimately helps them evaluate how well you align with the requirements of the role that you're applying for on a very granular level. If it sounds vital, it's because it is. It's ridiculously important. But a question now is kind of why? Why is this part of your resume important at all, but probably the most important section of your resume? You might have seen this study that says recruiters spend like 7.4 seconds looking at your resume on average. That is true, and it's roughly the amount of time it takes them to decide whether or not to keep reading your resume. Now, before we move on and actually write our own, let's take a look at a real world example. This is going to be a mid-level position. It's untailored for a job. We'll talk about that in a bit, but we just wanted to break down the process on a finished example, and our role here is an email marketing specialist. Now, first off, we have all the right basic information. We've got company, we've got title, we have a date range, but let's look at the achievements specifically and go over what makes them so good. Let's look at the first one right here. Managed email list segmentation and targeting, resulting in an 18% increase in email engagement and a 37% increase in conversions. What makes that so good? You'll notice that that's not just a responsibility. They're not just saying managed email list. That's a mistake that a lot of people often default to, just listing responsibilities, but you need more than that. You do want to include responsibilities in your achievement to show what you got up to, but you also want to show the impact of your work. Managed email list segmentation and targeting, that's the what, resulting in an 18% increase in email engagement. That's an impact marker with a metric-based marker, and a 37% increase in conversions. That's another one. Those two things, at the very least, are what make up a really great achievement. All right, I think that's enough setup work. Let's write our own achievements. Now, just for a disclaimer, the role we're going to add today is just an example. I'm definitely not pulling from my own experience. But we do have Teal's test job search candidate here, Tina Miller, and we're going to be using her resume and her experience to try to show the process. And then you can go and create them with your own experience in mind. Once again, we are here in the Teal resume builder. And if you want to add a new role, go to the left side of the page, your career history, scroll down to work experience. And when you want to add a new role, just click on add work experience. We're going to start by adding our basic information here, title and company. Tina is a marketing veteran, so we were a marketing manager for, let's say, NVIDIA. We held a full-time role. We were there for 3 years, from March 2020 to June 2023. That's our basic information, so let's hit save, and then we can go and add an achievement. Now, at this point, like we mentioned earlier, you might be tempted to just start listing responsibilities you had. That's not what we want to do here. Responsibilities describe, yes, what you did, but how your work impacted the company, that's the impact that a recruiter is going to be looking for. But now, how do you come up with what kind of impact is good impact? The first thing is thinking back to your job and some milestone where you achieved something awesome. In the Teal resume builder, we have some prompt examples to get you thinking about the right things. But what we really want to do is use the job description for the job we're applying for to guide what we write down. Let's go over to LinkedIn, and this is the job we're going to use today. It's a digital marketing manager for YouTube strategy with Chewy. Any other pet lovers out there? What's up? How's it going? The first thing we want to do here is save the job with the Teal Chrome extension so we can stay organized and use some really sweet features of the Teal job tracker. Once we've saved it, we're going to open it up in the job tracker, and let's look at the responsibilities section. This is what we're going to use to guide the achievements we write down. And the easiest way to think about this is by turning each of the responsibility bullet points into questions. Our responsibility: lead the overall large-scale YouTube and YouTube Shorts strategy, GTM approach, and channel roadmap. So now let's turn this into a question. We can ask ourselves, have I or did I ever lead overall YouTube strategy? Our answer to that is more or less yes, so let's turn that into an achievement. The Teal Resume Builder has a really sweet feature to help you create achievements if you're struggling on how to format them, and it breaks the process down into 3 steps. What did you do? what metric did you improve and in what time frame, and then connect your action to some really good strategy. This is the format that makes a really great achievement. You're saying what you did and giving measurable context to the impact that your work had. In our example here, led the overall YouTube strategy. We're not going to copy this right over. We want to reference our experience and what we did. So what we're going to put, improved long form and short form YouTube strategy. What metric did we improve? We're going to say resulting in a 15% increase in channel views. What was our time frame? Month over month. And then what was our strategy action through better SEO targeting? We're using a strong action verb to kick off our achievement, what the results were from our action, and then what strategy we implemented to get those results. And we're also not lying on our resume. That's something that people often think tailoring your resume is, and it's just not. It's not lying about your experience. It's targeting the aspects of the job description that we do have experience with, highlighting those aspects in our resume. Again, in our example here, the responsibility says lead YouTube strategy. We've never led the YouTube strategy before from the get-go, but in our previous role, we did come in and improve it. So that's what we're gonna say. That right there is an example of how you can take a responsibility bullet, turn it into a question, and create an achievement to answer that. You wanna go down each bullet of the responsibility section and hit as many as you have experience with. But what do you do if you get to a responsibility mark and you don't have experience in it? This could be for a number of reasons, different focus between the companies, maybe you're pivoting in your career. And in this instance, you want to focus your achievements around transferable skills, skills that apply to a wider space outside just a specific job focus. In the Teal job tracker, we're going to go back here and look at the job description. These transferable skills are highlighted through the soft skills in the job description, this list down here on the right. Looking at our example here, soft skills for this role are large scale, reporting, roadmap, analytical. For this specific position, these have context around YouTube strategy, of course, but if you monitored analytics for a newsletter, a website blog, or if you created large-scale, high-level roadmap for maybe TikTok content, that is what you would want to focus in your achievements instead. It still shows relevant experience, maybe not YouTube-specific experience, but things that you would be getting up to in your new role, you've done that, just a different place. Once you've got your achievement in a good spot, make sure to save, then do a quick pass for formatting. Make sure the most relevant achievements are at the top of this role. Then if this is your most recent achievement, you want it to be read first, so make sure this role shows up at the top of your work experience. That's pretty much it for resume achievements, but let's do a quick recap before we wrap up here. Number one, tailoring your resume is not lying about your experience and just copying the job description lines to your resume. Number two, when creating achievements, don't just list responsibilities, make sure there's an action item that shows impact. Number three, work in metrics. Show something measurable about your work. Number four, if you don't have experience in some part of the responsibility section, don't lie, be honest in what part you do have experience with, and use transferable skills to connect that experience to the job description instead. And number five, sign up for Teal. It's a great tool, lots of awesome features, and that is gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching, y'all. We hope it was entertaining and educational. Again, if you're looking for more tips on the job search and your resume, like and subscribe to the channel. Seriously, check out the Teal platform. There are a lot of really cool things going on in the tool. And until next time, take care.